Hey guys, Griffin Oni here, and welcome back to Pokémon HeartGold. Last time, we went over Kurt's amazing balls and fought the Azalea Town gym leader, Bugsy. We got our second gym badge, and we got some much-needed respect for Blazer as he tore through everything in the gym. And we got ourselves a major win. This time, we're going to be heading out of Azalea Town, at least for a brief bit of time. There is a little bit of work that we're going to need to do today, both west and still inside of Azalea Town, but we'll get to all the fun stuff later today, because we have so much to do. And the first thing we need to do is head west. Oh, hello. Tell me something. Is it true that Team Rocket has returned? What, you beat them? Ha! Quit lying. Are you serious? Let's see how good you are. Yep, time for another rival battle with our boy, Argento. We're challenged by rival Argento. He has 3 Pokemon, ostensibly the same amount that I have, or at least to any meaningful capacity. He's starting off with Ghastly, level 14, Levitate for the ability, with the moves Lick, Spite, Mean Look, and Curse. The main strategy he's going to be going for is using Curse with a Ghost type to inflict the curse status onto us, which if we don't prevent from happening, will cause Ceres to lose a quarter of her HP every turn. So we definitely want to try to get rid of Ghastly as soon as possible. Fortunately, I do have Bite, so hopefully we can get rid of Ghastly quickly. Oh, no, looks like Ghastly's going to be opening up with Mean Look, so now we cannot switch Ceres out, so we are locked in. But that is totally fine, because hopefully this Bite will just decimate Ghastly. Nope, didn't quite happen. You fool. Ghastly cut its own HP, delay a curse on Ceres. Which, using curse costs the user half its HP, and it doesn't matter where it is as far as, like, how much HP it has left. It's always half of the remaining HP. That was our first case of our being able to use an attack with no target. It doesn't do anything, of course. Fortunately, we are capable of switching out between shots here, so I think, just for safety reasons, I'm going to go ahead and bring out Rhydon, because Croconaw is his strongest Pokemon, and we do want to be extra careful. So there we go, Croconaw, the evolved form of Totodile. Torrent for the ability, level 18, with his Water Gun, Rage, Bite, and Scary Face. Not too bad, but we do want to be a little careful. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Thundershot because I'm going to assume that he's going to go for physical attacks, which of course will cause him to get paralyzed anyway. Because my enemies truly never do learn the dangerous nature of Rhydon Kusunoha. You do want to be pretty careful though, because that Bite does hit relatively hard. We do have the Shell Bell, so hopefully between Paralysis and the Shell Bell, we should be able to get out of this with little trouble. But we do want to be careful. Oh, trying to use Scary Face to lower his speed back down. Alright, I see. Hopefully this works out for you. Nope! Die! A little too paralyzed for you, buddy, but hey, you tried. Got 550 EXP for that. Cause Rhydon to level up once more. And last one's going to be Zubat. I am going to switch in Ceres just because she is, once again, still behind. And I do want to make sure that Ceres is at least getting a little bit of piggyback EXP. Zubat, level 16. Say, you got a lot of nerve coming here. You're the one who came up to me, my guy. I was minding my own business. Anyway, Zubat, level 16. Inner Focus for the ability with the moves Leech Life, Supersonic, Astonish, and Bite. As you can see, it's already going for Confusion. And with Astonish and Bite, it does have a chance of inflicting the Flinch stats as well. So there is a chance that we will fail in every possible way. Come on, Rhydon. Come on. There we go. Hopefully that should do it, because Zubat is not particularly durable. That's ridiculous. There's no way I could lose to a wimp like you. Well, you're going to have to accept that possibility. I'm going to go ahead and use a potion just to be 100% certain that we can get through this. All right, one more Thunder Shock. I'll have to do it if we can just get it off. God bless Rido. Come on. Your luck with confusion is so bad, Rido. There we go. Finally, static went off. Okay, nope, don't want to heal. Come on. Rido, please. There we go. One more Thunder Shock. Many turns later. All right, there we go. And we got some more HP restored. And by that, I mean 1. Huh, useless Pokemon. Listen, you won only because my Pokemon are weak. Well, you're not wrong. I hate the weak. Pokemon, trainers, doesn't matter who or what. I hate to see them hanging around. That goes for Team Rocket, too. They think they're that big and tough as long as they're in a group. But get them alone and they're weak. I hate them all. You stay out of my way. You won't be an exception if you get in my way. Well, isn't he just a ray of sunshine, right, Saris? Pokemon's caught the scent of smoke. Another instance of us catching the scent of smoke. I wonder why that is. Honestly, that is one of my favorite details about Azalea Town, is that Pokemon will react to the smoke of the smoking house. It's such great attention to detail based on specifically where you are. All right, let's try this again. What does the sign to say? Ilex Forest ahead. Enter through the gate. Let's do it. Ooh, we got some peoples here. Ilex Forest is big. Be careful. Don't get lost. The forest is watched over by its protector. Stay out of mischief. Will do, you strange lady. Welcome to Ilex Forest. An incredibly beautiful bit of sprite artwork awaits us. Now, while we are in the Ilex Forest, there are 2 new Pokemon that we can find here for now, and I would like to talk about them before we get too far in. The first Pokemon that we can find here is Paris. Now, Paris is not the best choice for a bug type or a grass type, especially when you combine the two. You recall that I was pretty harsh on Paris in the last episode. But let's focus on the positives for now. It does have some usefulness early on. Not only does it learn all 3 of the powder moves, but it also gets a very rare move called Spore, a 100% accurate move that puts the target to sleep. That move has a lot of value, as most sleep moves either have low accuracy or some sort of other drawback. It does also get some good offensive moves, including both Giga Drain and X Scissor through level up, which is a must for physical bug types. But that's where I run out of positives to say. Its stats are average at best, even after Paris evolves into Parasect to level 24. It has 6 different weaknesses, including 2 quad weaknesses to fire and flying types. It's unbelievably slow, and although Effect Spore for an ability is pretty decent, its potential dry skin ability only makes it more weak to fire type attacks. Honestly, the only reason I would consider catching this Pokemon is if you really need a Pokemon to use Flash, or another specific move we'll get later called Cut. Though I will recommend that if you happen to have a Pokemon with the move Thief, that you use it on Paris or Parasect every chance you get. They can both hold either a Tiny Mushroom 50% of the time or a Big Mushroom 5% of the time, which are some very rare and very useful items. As for the other Pokemon we can find here for now, we can find Oddish here at night. Now this is a little more approachable of a grass-type Pokemon than Bellsprout. While Oddish doesn't hit quite as hard as Bellsprout, it makes up for it by ultimately having better bulk and having access to decent moves earlier on. It will start off with Absorb and then learn Acid soon after, giving you a nice set of early game grass and poison type attacks. It gets Mega Drain at level 23 to improve the absorbent abilities. It also gets more support moves like the powder moves, Lucky Chant, Natural Gift, and Moonlight, before getting Petal Dance at level 53, which is basically a grass type outrage. Now, Oddish gets even better once it evolves into Gloom at level 21. But then if you want to develop it further, you actually have to decide between one of two evolutions. If you give Gloom the Leaf Stone, it will evolve into Vileplume, which gets even better bulk and offensive power. Alternatively, if you were to give Gloom the Sunstone instead, you could evolve it into Blossom, which loses its poison subtype, but in exchange, it gets even better special defense and access to Leaf Blade, one of the best physical grass-type moves in the game. Each comes with their own benefits, so it really does come down to personal preference. Personally, I would go with Vileplume due to it having better special attack. Regardless, they are still grass types, which I've stressed already, they will struggle a bit in this game. And they are pretty slow regardless of which evolution you go with. Even so, for a grass type, it will struggle to struggle. Now that we've gotten the preamble of the new Pokemon out of the way, let's head on in and see what Ilex Forest has to offer us. Oh, hello. Oh man, my boss is going to be angry. The Farfetch that cut trees for the charcoal took off in the forest. Can you catch them for me? Farfetch have sensitive ears. If you step on a branch, they will face toward you. That's your chance. Sneak up from behind and catch them. Do you think you can do that? Well, we don't really have a choice if we want to proceed forward, so let's be mindful. Now, pay attention to what is on the ground here, because if you step on sticks, Farfetch will notice you, and it will face the direction of the noise when you step on a branch. So what we want to do to get Farfetch to face the right way, we want to avoid touching those sticks, and then come up on this Farfetch from behind. Quah! Step up and caught it from behind before it noticed you. Wow, you found Farfetch. Thank you. But there is one more missing. If you step on a branch, it will face that way, remember? That's your chance to catch it. Sneak up on it slowly from behind. Well, we can only be so fast. I guess technically I could be slower if I were not running, but I like running, dang it. Got a revive here. That is a very useful item that revives a Pokemon when it's fainted at half HP. It'd be very useful when trying to get out of a pinch in a particular boss fight. But I need to see where Farfetch is. Okay, so there's no reasonable way for me to get Farfetch from behind. So for now, what we're going to do is I'm going to catch this Paris here, and then we're going to have to reapproach our approach to getting Farfetched. All right, Paris has been caught. Relatively straightforward encounter. Can't really complain about how things went here. Paris, the mushroom Pokemon. It is doused with mushroom spores when it is born. As its body grows, mushrooms sprout from its back. If you would like to give a nickname to this piece of garbage, feel free to leave a suggestion in the comments. Alright, enough negativity for Paris here. So what I want to do is I want to interact with the Farfetch from the front and get it to reposition itself somewhere else. I still can't get it from behind this way, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this one's not going to work either because Farfetch is not in a position where I can get at it from behind. Alright, let's try one more other place. Yep, we can make that work. So we'll go up here. That causes Farfetch to turn and face this way. We want to be very mindful of where we step. And we get it from behind here. Snuck up and caught it from behind before it noticed you. Wow, you got me both of them. Thank you so much. My boss's Pokemon won't obey me because I don't have a badge. Phew, you saved me. My far and fetched. You found them for us, kid. Without them, we wouldn't be able to cut trees for charcoal. Thanks, kid. Now, how can I thank you? I know. Here, take this. We got HM01. That's the HM cut. Teach that to a Pokemon to clear small trees. Of course, you have to have the gym badge from Azalea to use it. Well, fortunately for us, I do have the second gym badge. So, what are my options here? Can I teach it to anyone? Okay, technically I can't teach it the Blazer. There is no chance in here that I'm going to do that. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and get that Paris that I caught and teach that cut. Oh! While I was getting a Paris out of PC, I noticed it actually did come with a tiny mushroom. Nice. All right, Paris, you're definitely earning points with me today for sure. All right, we're back in Ilex Forest, and it looks like the Smoke Mason is gone now. Paris, please. Paris, please. I can't escape with Paris. This is unbelievable. I'm just trying to show something off here. I just wanted to show Paris cutting something in the field. Okay, now if I can please at least demonstrate this one thing with Paris in the field. Tree look like it can be cut down. Would you like to cut it? Yes. Go ahead, Paris. Now, to be clear, you don't need to have the Pokemon in front to be the one to use the HM. I didn't want to imply that that was the case. I just want to show it off at least the first time. Oh, youngster Joey's calling me. Griffin, howdy. It's Joey, how are you? Hey, do you remember my super cool Rattata? My Rattata is different from regular Rattata. It's like my Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata. Do you know what I'm saying? You all knew it was gonna happen. You all knew that call was coming. And I'm so glad I have it. Anyway, what is this? Ilex Forest Shrine. It's a tribute to the Forest Protector. We're gonna want to remember this for later, because there is something we'll be able to do with this much later down the line. Actually, a couple things, but we'll get to those much later. Trainer tips. Ilex Forest is so overgrown with trees that you can't see the sky. Please watch out for items that may have been dropped. Yes, we do want to be mindful of that. Okay, now I want to be very mindful of where I go, because there is one person that I'm trying to find here. That is you. I need to get to this guy, but I'm not sure how to do so. All right, we need to go this way. Go down here. And, oh, there's our guy. What's your story, headbutting man? What am I doing? I'm shaking the trees using Headbutt. It's fun. Here, you try it with your Pokemon too. So, this man teaches us a very important move, and we definitely want to learn it. I think for the immediate moment, I'm going to go ahead and teach it to Blazer. Blazer's trying to learn Headbutt. Blazer can't learn more than 4 moves. Why don't we get rid of Leer? I don't see myself using a Leer anytime soon. Got how to use Leer. And now, Blazer learned Headbutt. There, how do you like it? Your Blazer looks stronger. Now here's the interesting thing about this guy. There are a lot of cases where certain NPCs will teach you random moves. Certain tutorial-based moves, as it's typically referred to as. In most cases, when you get a tutorial move from an NPC like this, you only get the one time. That is not the case. What am I doing? Shaking trees using Headbutt. It's fun. Here, you try it with your Pokemon too. Yeah, you can teach Headbutt to as many Pokemon as you want. As long as they are compatible with the move Headbutt, any Pokemon can be taught this, and you can teach it as many times as you want. This can be useful. So I think I am also going to teach Headbutt to Rhydon, as Rhydon really only knows Tackle as a physical normal type move, and Headbutt's definitely better for this. Awesome. Now, Headbutt. We need to talk about Headbutt specifically, because there's a little bit more to it than simply, oh, it's a powerful, well, decently powerful normal type move. We have now unlocked a new mechanic that is only in this game, which is the headbutting mechanic. This mechanic allows you to encounter wild Pokemon from other sources, specifically the trees. And consequently, as a result of us now learning Headbutt, there are a few new Pokemon that we can now find. And I'd like to talk about some of them. So, for now, let's focus on what we can find in Ilex Forest, because there is one new Pokemon that we can find here. And that Pokemon is Pineco. Now, Pineco is the first case of a bug type that acts as a physical wall. Its biggest stat is defense, which is already at base 90 before it even evolves. Once it does evolve into Fortress at level 31, the defense skyrockets to an impressive base 140 defense. Once it's a Fortress, it also sports a decent base 90 physical attack and gets a Steel subtype. Bug Steel is one of the best type combinations in the game. While it does have an obvious weakness to fire, which isn't helped by Fortress' lower special defense, it resists a lot of common types and is straight up immune to poison type attacks. That said, even though it does have decent attack, this thing is meant to be a wall first. It gets moves like Spikes and Toxic Spikes to set up entry hazards for your opponent, as well as Rapid Spin to get rid of the ones your opponent has set up for you. It does get more offensively viable moves like Gyro Ball, Double Edge, and even Explosion through level up, but those moves come in pretty late, and odds are you're not going to see them being used during the main story. Still, if you want to try your hand at something different for a bug type, then maybe you'll find what you're looking for with Pineco. Now, even though there are some other Pokemon that we can find in other places, we are going to have to trek back a little bit, because there are some things that I want to do in Azalea Town now that I have gotten the move Headbutt, and also completed some business here in the Ilex Forest. But first, what is this item? X Attack. Alright, very useful. Boosts your attack by 1 stage in the middle of a battle, can only be used there and then. No. Alright, we are back in Azalea Town. So, with the business that we have done in Ilex Forest thus far, I want to go back to our Fire Mason here, because there actually is something that we get if we talk to him after helping out with the Farfetch'd. We chased up Team Rocket and went into Ilex Forest alone? That takes guts. I like that. Come train with us. Hello? I'm sorry, I forgot to thank you. Here we go. This is charcoal that I made. Fire-type moves will become more powerful when a Pokemon holds that. We got the charcoal. As the name implies, well, as its descriptor implies rather, boosts the power of fire moves by 20%. So you know who that's going on. It's going on my man Blazer. So now that we're back in Azalea Town with Headbutt, there are actually 2 more Pokemon that we can find here. Yeah, Headbutt is not limited to just the trees on routes or forests. Any tree is fair game to try Headbutt on. Anyway, the first new Pokemon that we can find here in Azalea Town is Aipom. Now, this little guy comes out of the gate with decent speed and interesting moves. It gets multiple moves to boost its own stats and lower the opponent's stats, which pairs well with its move Baton Pass, which it can use to switch out with one of your other Pokemon to pass along the stat boosts. It also gets multiple normal type moves like Double Hit and Fury Swipes that hit multiple times when used. Unfortunately, Aipom's stats aside from its speed are pretty middling, so it struggles to stand out. That is until this generation. Aipom was a Pokemon that desperately needed an evolution, and it got a good one. By simply allowing Aipom to learn Double Hit at level 32, it will evolve into Ambipom. This evolution boosts its attack to 100 and its speed to 115, making it a very fast physical sweeper. While it does struggle to learn a wide variety of moves naturally, like many normal types, Ambipom makes up for this by being compatible with a lot of TMs and move tuner moves, including our recently obtained U-Turn. You'd be surprised what Ambipom can learn. It is still lacking defensively, so you do want to be somewhat mindful of what you have it fight. If you plan on raising an Aipom, I recommend getting one with Runaway as the ability. While Runaway itself is not great, once it evolves into Ambipom, Runaway will get replaced with Technician, a fantastic ability that will boost the power of low base power moves, such as Double Hit, by 50%. That Double Hit will now mow down nearly everything when boosted by Technician. Also, be sure to not give away Ambipom after months of development just to have it go off to play ping pong. That may seem like an arbitrary decision pulled out of nowhere, and you would be right to think exactly that. Now, if you thought that Aipom was great, you haven't seen anything yet, because Heracross can also be found here in Azalea Town. And may I say, this is a Pokemon to seriously consider for your team. Just look at those stats. Look at that attack. 125 base attack right out of the gate is spectacular. especially for how early we can find this thing. It learns multiple really good fighting type moves through level up, including Brick Break at level 19 and Close Combat at level 37. It also learns the all-powerful Mega Horn at level 55, a 120 base power physical bug type move. Heracross is objectively the best user of Mega Horn in the game, because while it is not the only Pokemon that can learn it, it is the only bug type that can learn it. Meaning that Heracross is the only Pokemon in the game that gets a same type attack boost while using it. Not to mention all the other amazing moves it can learn via TM and move tutors. The only genuine problem with Heracross is that it does have a couple of somewhat common weaknesses, including a quad weakness to flying. But between its amazing stats and diverse moveset, it can cover its weaknesses and then some. I can honestly say that the only reason that Heracross is not definitively the best bug type in the game is because bug types in general were made so much better in this generation. Everyone else had to get buffed just to compete with Heracross. This is a Pokemon I seriously recommend trying if you've never given it a shot. If you do plan on raising Heracross, I recommend you get Guts for the ability. While Swarm can be useful, Guts is just better because it boosts Heracross' attack instead of just the power of one type of move. And with that said, I am going to go around Azalea Town for a little bit and headbutt some trees because I want to catch a Heracross for the team. I think Heracross is going to be a fine addition, especially because we have been dealing with a lot of rock types in recent times, and considering what's coming up especially, I definitely want to have Heracross in the party to deal with future encounters. So, let's speed things up a bit and maybe play a little bit of music, because this may take me a bit of time. Oh, snap! We found it! That was surprisingly easy. Okay, Heracross, I want to go ahead and use Thunder Wave right away. I'm going to go ahead and have Saris use Astonish to chip away at it. Hopefully it'll be able to take a few. Yep. Should be fine with this. Okay, now considering our options here, I think I'm going to go ahead and give Heracross a Great Ball here. Or not. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Saris, you're too good. You're too good, honey. This Heracross is giving me trouble, man. I cannot get it. Can't really do much more to increase the odds, but it's just stubbornly not getting in there. There we go. All right, Heracross has been caught. Heracross, single horn Pokemon. This powerful Pokemon thrusts its prize horn under its enemies' bellies, then lifts and throws them. Now, I actually do have a nickname in mind for Heracross, especially in light of relatively recent events. I think in honor of the late Hulk Hogan, I think naming Heracross Hogan is going to work out just fine. All right, there we go. We got our boy Hogan in the party, nice and properly. Say hi to the world, Hogan. Pokemon stretch out his body and is relaxing. Beautiful. Seems like it's gotten acquainted with us relatively well. So I think on that positive note, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. We made our way a little bit into the Ilex Forest. We helped get a couple of Farfetch'd. We learned the move Headbutt. We've learned about a ton of new Pokemon, and we got a new ally for our team. So next time on Pokemon HeartGold, we're going to head deeper into Ilex Forest and beyond, seeing all that there is to see. See you guys then.